Good morning.
How's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Doing great. Really excited about the show tonight.
Yeah, Scott Borchetta, he's met her on American Idol this season. But first, before we talk about the show, we got to ask you about your day at the racetrack. Are you a NASCAR fan?
You know what? I'm not just a fan. I used to race in the NASCAR Weekly Series, and it's been part of my DNA for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Southern California racing motocross and then go-karts, and it's always been part of who I am. So to take all the contestants out and a lot of the Idol team out and give them the backstage look down in the pits, meeting the drivers, getting to sing the anthem, they had a great time. So it was a huge Sunday.
Yeah, Scott, you mean you were an owner. You didn't drive the car.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I still have the track record in the Super Truck division at the National Speedway.
Come on.
Wow, I don't think any of us were expecting that at all.
We just got a scoop, I feel like, on this.
Oh, yeah. Pedal on the right, ladies and gentlemen. Pedal on the right.
Who would have believed that? Well, first of all, how long did the finalists need to rehearse for the anthem?
You know what's really funny? I'll try to tell this really quickly, is I told them that Fox was holding this for us, great friends with NASCAR, we have this. And they go, oh, great. And they kind of raised an eyebrow. I'm like, So they come back to me and with the music director, and he said, you know what, we want to go in and record a track. We'll need in-ears. We'll need to do this whole thing. I said, stop. I said, I do this 7-8 times a year with our artists. We'll do it a cappella, the whole thing. They're like, whoa, we can't do that. And I said, let me get the kids together, and you watch them sing the anthem, and then you tell me if you approve or not. So producers come in, the kids come in. I asked all the producers to leave the room very nicely. I said, give me 5 minutes, give me one of my vocal coaches, and then I'll call you back in. And they kind of look at me like, who does this guy think he is? So we get the kids, we do a quick arrangement, we bring the producers in. Okay, kids, sing. They nail it. And they go, okay, we get it, approved.
Nice. Talking to Scott Borchetta this week, what we see on American Idol, the audio that we get through our TVs, even though it's HD, top quality, when you go back and look at some of these shows, do you think that didn't sound that bad when I was in person? Is there a difference?
Yeah, that's a great question because I go back and do that every show, and I also, one of the things I started doing this week was starting to listen to what the singers are hearing in their in-ears. Those are the monitors in case anybody listening isn't quite clear on what I'm talking about. They can hear the music in their earbuds. And so, I'm thinking to myself, these contestants have never had in-ear monitors before. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they even know what to listen for. So during rehearsal this week, I wore the same in-ear pack that they did so I could hear what they were hearing. And a few of them I had to stop them and say, okay, what are you hearing here? And they didn't know because they didn't know what to ask for. So we worked on the in-ear mix so they could make sure that they're hearing better.
Brilliant.
Because, when Harry comes and says, well, that was off by, that was flat the entire performance, etc. Sometimes he's a little too brutal and sometimes he's wrong. But, there's a lot of times where Harry's so technical, he makes me go back and listen. And so I just wanted to make sure that, first off, we're getting it right there. Then a lot of times what's coming through the television, it's something that we struggle with all of our award shows. Because we'll be in the room and go, oh, man, this show must have been great on television. And then the next day it's like, oh, man, the sound was terrible.
Yeah.
We say that all the time about those shows.
You're watching some of these.
So you have so many different, and the three of you will know this because of all the work that you do to make sure the station sounds great coming through the speakers, all of the processing, etc. Sometimes you can get something that goes a little bit out of phase and it's not transmitting properly. So we work so hard on American Idol, on our award shows, to try to make sure the sound is great. It's just as perfect as a science as it should be. It's not a perfect science.
That is a great explanation. The earbud thing, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Because think about that. If you're in this big show, they go, okay, here's how you listen to and you put them in for the very first time. You're not thinking, wow, this doesn't sound good. You're going, okay, well, this just must be how it is.
Right.
And so you have to encourage them. It's like, ask the question.
Great stuff, Scott. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you again next week.
Thanks.